present and accounted for. We are here, we are present, we've breathed. We've set our intention. Why does it work out better than we can possibly imagine? Why is the universe more friendly than you could possibly imagine? Lately, I've talked about certain ideas or certain songs that have been haunting me. And I mean that only in the best way. Haunting like the haunting call of a loon on a lake in the quiet of the evening. The haunting of a song that just keeps going with you everywhere you go all day. The haunting of an idea that slips up into your life and is there years later to inform you, to support you, to encourage you. For me here at Unity, the one thing in 5 years of being here was the quote from the Course in Miracles, "You do not know what is in your best interest." You do not know what is in your best interest. The things that we think are not good, oftentimes when we look back years later go, that time when I was totally broke and homeless in New Haven, Connecticut, and moved in with my sister in Oneonta, and then met somebody in Schenectady, and then, that got me to Unity. All those things, all the heartbreak, all the struggle that leads us somehow where we're supposed to be. We don't know what it is. Strange things have happened in my life. And it's only in reflecting back that was really strange. I met a man at a New Haven business networking event when I was trying to get over being shy. I was terribly shy. And the idea of going and hanging out and doing business with a bunch of people in suits was literally the last thing I wanted to do, ever. And I found myself in New Haven, Connecticut, attempting to build a hypnosis practice. And I met a guy at this meeting, and we talked, and a couple years later, it was years, he got up the courage to admit to me that he had a phobia of talking on the phone or of actually being in public as well. And for him, going to those Chamber of Commerce meetings was as excruciating. And so he came and we did a session, and amazing things came out, one of which was some past lives. And the last person I expected a past life to come up for was some suit at the Chamber of Commerce, you know what I mean? It was strange, and of course that was just my perception of him. And he came up with a lifetime where he was a German soldier on the Russian front, and things were not going well. They didn't have food. And at one point he had to cross a wide open area, and he was shot by a sniper. And so whenever he went into a new place, he felt exposed. We cleared that event in his past life, and from that point forward, he was able to talk on the phone. He was able to go to these Chamber of Commerce events and actually have a good time. And I was like, yeah, you can overcome this stuff. We have tools, we have techniques, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward over 10 years, and this man, Michael Gogh, is one of my best friends. And there were countless times when I was in despair because I'm not good at business. I'm good at creating stuff. I'm not good at numbers and stuff. And he came and saved me and supported me and encouraged me and helped me. A couple of weeks ago, he gave me a call. He said, "Mark, the strangest stuff is happening. The strangest stuff, and I think I need to do a regression session." He said he was having lunch with somebody who was a script writer, a screenwriter, and a project she'd been working on got stopped. It was about spirituality. Somehow at lunch he found himself literally telling this woman all about some of his past lives. And he mentioned, yeah, lately this strange past life is coming through. It's some artist. And I'm looking through his eyes, and I'm in fields, and I'm just aware of color particularly the color yellow. And she's like, that's interesting. So they started talking, and she was like, I think there's a TV series here. There's a Netflix series here. I think there's something here. And so he wanted to do a regression session to see if he could access more of all of his different past lives. So I went down a couple of weeks ago, and we just spent 2 hours, and he laid down on his couch, and I just did my hypnosis thing. And the strangest thing came through, and whether it's true, I don't know. But I think it's a powerful archetype and metaphor of who we are. He said, Mark, there's one lifetime where I'm a young guy, I'm in Vietnam, and I'm a gunner in a helicopter. And I'm flying, and all I see is jungle, and they're saying, shoot. And I'm saying, shoot at what? There's nothing to shoot at. And he liked that guy. And then we went to another place where he was during the time of the Romans. And then he went to another lifetime. Many of them were soldiers, which explains a lot to him. His dad was in the military, and he actually joined the military. Okay, fine. But then he said, Mark, this guy's coming through, and it's Vincent van Gogh. And he said, Mark, the weirdest thing is, you're my brother Theo. And I was like, I don't know if it's true, Mike, but it sure feels right. And it's like everywhere I go, I send business to Mike because I believe he's one of the best web designers ever, and he's done all my websites, and so I always send people to him. Famous Unity singer Janice Stanfield uses him. There's a Unity church out in, I think, Nevada that uses him, and one in Oregon that uses him, all because I just send people to him. And that's what Theo did to Vincent. He tried to sell his art when no one wanted it. Think about the pieces of each of you that may have a crazy dream that isn't sensible. A dream where you have to just do something. You don't know why you have to do it, but you have to. Vincent van Gogh was supposed to be a minister. That's what his father was. So he went to minister school, came out as a minister, and realized that he was taking the Bible too seriously. He gave all his possessions away and went and lived with the poor. He ate less than the poor. He lived in harsher conditions than the poor because he had so much love in his heart that he wanted to be one with them and appreciate who they were. And isn't that one of the greatest teachings? Is to be simple, to focus on the thing that really matters. And what if we have 1,000 past lives and they're all happening at the same time? Because what is time? We don't know. We don't understand this universe. And that's what's great about it. So Mike asked me to do some music for this project. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can or not. And then I looked back into one of my early songbooks, and this song was there. And to me, it captures that idea of the artist, the creative, the person trying to express something, some piece of understanding of God that doesn't fit into words, that doesn't fit into convention, and to try to express it somehow and to just fall short. But we want it so bad. We want to connect with each other. We're so lonely. We have these ideas. And we're so hurt and prickly at the same time. And it shows up mostly and most painfully here in our communities, where we're trying to keep our hearts open to each other. We're trying to practice love. And it takes a radical misfit like Vincent van Gogh to shift something. Oh, if I could only sing to you the colors that I see, a crisp and clenching yellow, and a fisted burgundy, a shadowed summer blue, across a corporation gray. If only I could sing to you the colors that I see today. See if you can mumble that with me. If I could only sing to you the colors that I see. If I could only sing to you the colors that I see. A crisp and clenching yellow, a crisp and clenching yellow, a fisted burgundy, shadowed summer blue, a shadowed summer blue, across a corporation gray. If only I could sing to you the colors that I see today. Who were you when you were a kindergartner? I'll tell you who you were. You were a freaking genius. You painted with your fingers and you looked at it and you went like, that's great. You didn't need anybody to tell you you were okay. Ask any kindergartner. And they're a musical genius, an artistic genius, scientist in every single way. Why is the sky blue day? Why do birds just fly around and don't build apartment buildings? My son said to me one day, Dad, birds don't carry suitcases, they just fly. I was like, this kid's a genius. How did he know that? But we were all geniuses. Guess what? You're all still kindergartners, every one of you. I know Robin is. I'm doing a garden at my friend Robin's house, and we got hit by a woodchuck. So she found a bunch of toy dinosaurs and put them out there. Woodchuck's afraid of dinosaurs. Go, Robin. We have the freedom every day to look at the world with new eyes. Oh my God, look at the light coming through that window and how this light's reflected on that light. And I kind of missed that. Vincent showed us that the world could be different. The world could be magical. And he did something that was not accepted in his lifetime. Oh well. Ask any person on the street, who is your favorite artist? They will almost invariably say, yeah, that Starry, Starry Night guy. Sing it with me again. Oh, if I could only sing to you. If I could only sing to you the colors that I see. Yellow, a crisp and clenching yellow, a fisted burgundy blue, a shadowed summer bloom across a corporation gray. If only I could sing to you the colors that I see today. So my friend Michael is on the couch. Tears are pouring down his face. I'm just kind of watching all this. I'm like, good thing I got my cameras on, because this is strange. I don't know if anybody's going to believe this. Whatever. The tears are pouring down his face, and he's like, Mark, I'm touching the paint with my fingers. And I'm in a field, and there's a little girl laughing behind me somewhere, and there's a man with a scythe, and he's cutting the wheat by hand. You know, the scientific, logical mind goes, yeah, well, I'm sure he saw some documentary on Vincent van Gogh, or he saw one of his paintings. I'm sure he's just doing that there. No. Doesn't matter. Your imagination, people, is your unconscious mind. Love it. It's this thing that is so powerful. powerful. Imagine the Eiffel Tower was someone's idea. Imagine this church was an idea. Imagine something that does now exist in your life that you imagined first. And I want you to just imagine something even better for yourself now. Make it big and bright on the IMAX movie in your mind. Turn up the colors, turn up the sound, turn up the sense around. Smell a bit of pine on the breeze, that peppery, dry pine needle smell. And then maybe a little bit of lake moist down, fair breeze blowing across the water, reflecting the sun, getting lower in the sky. Be there in your mind's eye. Oh, if I could only sing to you the colors that I see, a crisp and clenching yellow and a fisted burgundy, a shadowed summer blue, across a corporation gray. Oh, if I could only sing eyes aren't closed, go ahead and close them and get back into the breath. If you feel like grounding both feet on the floor, ground them in. Let's go into a place of meditation. And the meditation is anything that you want it to be. It could be the discipline of not taking your thoughts too seriously, letting them float across your mind's eye. Let them float across without judgment. Have compassion for even you, distracted by something that you may have not remembered to do, and then let it go and come back to beauty that is you. The sun is shining through the window and backlighting you, and every one of you is so radiantly beautiful. Feel the beauty of God's creation in every cell of your body, every breath you take. Oh, if I could only sing to you the beauty that I see. Of your lives, every moment a mystery, every challenge a golden opportunity to love yourself a little more than you did yesterday, to be a little more gentle, a little more honest, a little more kind. From that place of compassion, think about the people in your life, the difficult ones, and the easy ones, and the challenging ones. Open up your heart to all of them. Open up your heart. Open up your heart. I dare you. Open up your heart to the world, to you, to the breeze, to the summer sun, to the fact that winter will again come, to all the things that we struggle with. Have some kindness for yourself. Right now there's a woodchuck in my friend's garden. We're not there, so it's coming out. It's already cleaned out the green beans and the sweet peas. That woodchuck is welcome to something, because it's just as much a part of God's creation as you and I are. The things that we complain about are almost always the things we most need to work on. God, I hate that about myself. If I could only sing to you the colors that I see, a crisp and clinching yellow and a fisted burgundy, a shadowed summer blue, a cross of corporation gray. If I could only sing to you the colors that I see today, the colors that I see today, colors that I see today. So when you're ready, come on back if you want, but you don't have to. You can just stay where you are. We're gonna shift into some different music now, though. And we're gonna take an offering.